It's not very often that you have to prune a cherry or a plum tree, except in the early stages when you're formative pruning to get the branches coming out in the right place. But when you do have an older tree like this, which is beginning to look as though it needs a bit of attention, summer is the time to do it. By pruning in summer, there is much less risk of a fungus called silverleaf attacking the tree. When the sap's flowing out, it helps to banish the disease. So this is a good time of year in summer when the tree's in full leaf to prune cherries and plums, but only when you feel you really have to. You'll need various kinds of cutting equipment depending on the thickness of the branch or the stem you're cutting. For the thickest branches, you'll need a pruning saw. They're neat little things. They can get into confined areas, which is why they're this shape. And one thing you will notice about a pruning saw, as distinct from a carpenter's saw, is that this cuts on the pull stroke. A carpenter's saw cuts on the push stroke. You draw it back, cut. With this, it's a pulling action. And keep your saw sharp. It's fiendishly difficult to sharpen. So every now and again, every couple of years, treat yourself to a new one. They're not hugely expensive. And if you keep them in a guard like that, it will stop the teeth from being blunted and it will also stop you from cutting yourself on it. So pruning saw for the thickest branches. The next one's anything up to about 1 inch. A pair of loppers, good strong blade here, don't get your finger anywhere near those. And with a good long handle you get plenty of leverage there to take branches out up to about 1 inch thickness. Any thicker, use the saw. Then a pair of secateurs. These are long handled secateurs, and that means again that they're giving you a fair degree of purchase. And I find that secateurs need to be sandpapered or emery papered just to keep the dried sap off the blade, stops them sticking, keeps the cut clean and sharp. That's your main implement for pruning. If you've got a small stem you want to remove that's out of reach, I find these extremely useful, a sort of long arm pruner. It's got a sharp blade there, but if you look the other side, once you've cut it, these will hang on to the little stem that you've cut off, and if you're tidy-minded like me, you can bring it down, drop it into your basket. But it just saves you getting a ladder out for something that's about 1 metre out of reach. First thing to do though is to look at your tree and see what needs to come off. The first thing to take out is anything that's dead, because the chances are that that will spread the rot back into the live bits of the tree. And anyway, it's not going to do anything, it's just dying, it's ugly. So look at this, here's a classic. Here's a shoot, you can see it's died back. Why? May have been damaged, insect could have eaten it, squirrel could have nibbled it. Take it right back, this dead piece, to just above living tissue, like that. Instantly it looks better, and you've got rid of the potential for disease to spread backwards. There's another one here. Look at that, that's not going to do anything. And that one is coming out of a branch here, so that can go right back to where its point of origin is. There we are. You can then start to thin it to let more light and more air into the canopy and create a much healthier tree. So I'm going in now to work from the inside out. Wish me luck. You need to keep in mind what any plant needs to survive. 3 things really: moisture, light and air. The moisture's coming from the ground, the light and the air are coming from up here, and that's what you need to improve by thinning out this canopy. You can observe here how little daylight you can see through this canopy. So all these inner leaves and shoots, no wonder they're dying off. There's no light or air getting to them. Over here where I thinned it a bit, this is much better now. There's still 1 or 2 that can come off here to make sure that the rest of these shoots are getting plenty of sun, plenty of air. You'll end up with a tree which looks so much better, and from the tree's point of view, which feels so much better in itself. All about plant health really, as well as about the aesthetic qualities, the beauty of the plant. This is naturally weeping. Now you can see its habit a bit better, and it's not looking like a disemboweled mattress. Always make your cuts just above a leaf joint. If you're going to cut this stem out here, don't cut it there. That will just die back. So always cut it just before that shoot which is emerging. That way it will remain healthy. The cherry next door has got some thicker shoots that need removing, and for these the loppers come in very handy. So again, here's a healthy branch coming back to there. This one is entirely dead, so get that out as close as you can to the stem above. Now there's loads here, look, that just need picking out. Again, with your loppers, as close as you can to the point at which they're emanating. And then if there's a little irritating bits higher up, this is where my sneaky ones come in. Hanging on to it, isn't that clever? Branches like this that they're not particularly pretty and seem to have lost their vigour, you can shorten these to a point at which active, vigorous growth is coming out, and then they will come down. And already the tree looks so much happier. Happy tree, happy gardener.